Ladies and gentlemen, there's the lovely Daisy May, and this is the virtual handshake tour, part 1. We're at the Tagbilaran boat terminal, waiting to go online, to get online, to go online, to be online, to go on the boat. And this is the lovely port of Tagbilaran. And our first stop will be an auto parts store in Cebu, where I need to order some parts in person. I have to give them samples. And then we're going to go visit some friends in Cebu as part of our virtual handshake tour, part 1. Now, I want to tell you, that little sailboat over there, when I asked years ago for if I was going to bring a sailboat to the Philippines, how much money I would pay for dockage for a 45-foot sailboat, they told me almost $800 a month plus electric plus water. So I don't know how much those docks cost, but I think that's in line with probably close to what the price would be today, even in Bohol. Mayan buntag. Can I drive the boat? I will drive. It's okay? No problem. Salamat. So this is, now when I first came here, this was an old wooden ramp, wooden dock that you had to worry about stepping on, not broken boards, but worn out wood where your foot would get hung up on a nail or something like that. They've done a beautiful job at the port here. So we're gonna, Daisy. Okay, we'll have to go up over here. We're up in the back. So there's no longer rules for outside. Mayan buntag. I will be the one to drive the boat, okay? Okay? It's okay for him. That's 2 security guards said I could drive the boat. So, salamat. You're the boss, yeah? The amo? The amo. Honey, go this way. Oh, okay. Okay. So this is the AIRCON. I don't know how much the AIRCON is, but it's inside. And Daisy said she gets sick, but she certainly gets cold. So AIRCON, excuse me, Palihog. Salamat. Daisy gets sick in the AIRCON. And I always take the seat 54A and 55A. It's the last seat at the back of the boat. You get the best view, plenty of room to store your gear. Daisy. '54 and on the left, so it's on the port side, and somebody put their bags in my seat. Ah, no. Wow, somebody knows the trick. Used to be 57, 56. It's okay. It's the second 2 seats from the back, which is just as good. And this is our view. Somebody knows. This is the seat I usually get, 57A. It's okay. Oh, they got my seats. I asked the fella. He had to have bought those seats yesterday or last week, because I asked the salesperson for the back 2 seats. And he said he gave them to me, but apparently they were not, they were already, and I'm okay with that. But this is where, these are the best 2 seats, 57A and 56A. We have 55 and 54. My girl, this is the virtual handshake tour, honey. Say hello. Now, Daisy can't stay downstairs in the AIRCON. Plus, I don't like AIRCON myself. It's freezing in there. So what I'm going to tell you is that I'm going to allow the boat to take off, leave port, and then I'll shut the video off. But our itinerary is to go to an automotive parts store. I have a dentist in Cebu I go to all the time. I may go there. I have 2 auto parts stores to go to. Because in Tagbilaran, without going into great detail, I have an alternator that needs to be rebuilt. They wanted 25,000 pesos to give me a used alternator. Used, not new. That's $550 in today's money. $550 for an alternator. And I argued with them about that price being absurd because there was one on the internet for $500. Well, they came down to $450. And then I said, well, that's too much money. And they said, well, that's the price. I said, okay. There's a place in Cebu that I can go to and have the alternator rebuilt for 6,000 pesos. You send the alternator to Cebu, because that's what you're going to do with my alternator. I'll give you 12,000 pesos. No, 22,500 pesos. So my price to get the alternator rebuilt is maximum 6,000 pesos. Their price would be 3,000 or 4,000 pesos. So what they wanted basically is 22,500 is their bottom line. They want to make 18,000 pesos or $400 in today's money to have an alternator rebuilt. Send it out and have it come back, and they want to make $400. For $400, it'll pay for my entire trip. $60 for our boat fare. There's going to be 3 days of hotels. That's another $100. That's $160. $100 in food, $260. And then, well, the parts have nothing to do with anything else. My trip is going to cost about 20,000 pesos in total. And I'm saving 18,000 pesos by bringing the alternator to Cebu myself. So this trip is very beneficial in many ways. I think that is a ridiculous amount of money to ask somebody. Now, And now, I understand the automotive business, so they're going to take my alternator, put it in a box, send it to Cebu, have it rebuilt for about 3,000 or 4,000 pesos, and then bring it back and charge me 22,500 pesos, or a profit of 19,000 pesos, which is $400. That's absurd, and that is what they want. And they don't think that most people have the ability to do the research to find a better way to buy an alternator. That's a ridiculous amount of money. It's $400 to just send something out and bring it back to Cebu. That's ridiculous. It's absurd. It's insanity, I tell you. There's like some of the bloggers are manic. That's insanity, paying $400 to have an alternator go from one store to another via a courier. And they probably send out 3 or 4 of them a week at one shipment. So they're looking to make $400. That's crazy, I tell you. Insane. Manic. Manic. It's manic. Just like some of the bloggers on YouTube, baby. Daisy got up at 5 o'clock this morning like a champ. The alarm went off. She jumped out of bed, made coffee. We were out of the house at 5:30, but it's not her time to wake up. So she's gonna take a napper. My girl. Okay then, I'm being Permy from the Philippines, baby. How to save money on auto parts and travel expenses. Virtual tour, part 1. Virtual handshake tour, part 1. Happy birthday to Michael Fazio, part 1. Virtual tour, part 1. I'm being Permy from the Philippines, baby. Bye-bye for now.